Hansen makes me hella handsome while I'm in helping Hansen. Because honesty and integrity are part of the corporate policy. When I trek the mountains and travel the seven seas, Helly Hansen makes it a breeze. In 1877, a man from Norway was asked to solve the riddle of King Arthur and he said no way. Then he changed his mind the very next day. And 100 years later, in 1977, the seventh son of a seventh son was born on the seventh sunny side of Sunnyside, Washington. Excalibur. Exercise calisthenics, burn, it's cold out. When I do my exercise and my calisthenics, I'm lancing a lot, Lancelot. Then if I jump on the other side of the stone cold lance, Merlin, a lady in the lake, hands me the mythical sword of Excalibur and has the power to heal head injuries from the Knights of the Round Table.
Martin Cabello, also known as Martin Cabello, is an internet personality, religious leader, fitness enthusiast, veteran, doctor, and quantum physicist. He uploads content to Instagram on his account Tie Me to Mass So I Exist, boasting over 520,000 followers. He has recently gained popularity amongst the meme community for his frequent tangents where he seems to spew absolute incoherent nonsense with a side of Sunday school lessons.
If you kneel and tie your son to grass, you'll never see what exists at the top of science in superstring theory, and M theory.
Before we dive into some of Martin's messages, let's learn a bit about him. Not much is known about Martin Cabello's personal life. However, we do know that he currently resides in South Hill, Washington, is approximately 40 years of age, has a wife, Heather Cabello, is a veteran of the US military, and had at least one friend named Josh who blew himself up with his 2 kids. Oh yeah, and he's autistic. Thomas, when you think of Martin Cabello III, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
To be honest, I think about autism.
I guess he gets asked this a lot because he says many times that he's not just autistic.
I'm autistic as shit.
Wait, so how autistic are you?
I'm autistic as shit.
Alright, cool. Well, with that out of the way, now we can dive into some of the wacky things that Martin Cabello has said online.
Helly handsome makes me hella handsome.
Helly Hansen makes me hella handsome while I lend a helping hand, son. Because honesty and...
I would like to start off by talking about Martin Cabello's most well-known speech, Helly Hansen Makes Me Hella Handsome. A masterful piece that combines religious references with workout regimens, quantum mechanics, the Knights of the Round Table, and his strange obsession for the clothing brand Helly Hansen. To put it simply, I believe the only way to understand the meaning of this speech is to be Martin Cabello himself. Since I can't do that, I would like to address one thing he mentions in this speech, which ties to his love for cryptography. Excalibur.
I'm having a massive immune system response, and I'm thinking about Excalibur. Exercise calisthenics, burn, it's cold.
Martin tends to do this quite a bit, taking words and skewing them to just change them into completely different sentences and different meanings that usually lead to him criticizing the government and Big Pharma for taking advantage of American citizens and he and his wife's autism. It's these actions that lead people to believe that maybe this isn't an act. Maybe Martin Cabello is legit, and what he's saying, he may actually believe.
Cocaine. No. Flour. Somebody just asked me why I hate the military.
Martin Cabello has made it abundantly clear that despite the rumors, he does not actually hate the military. However, he does have some strange views. He has stated many times that members of the military aren't necessarily the sharpest tools in the shed and tend to use their taxpayer-funded paychecks to help fund terrorism.
You think about this, as a member of the American military, using your American tax dollar funded paycheck to buy hookers and blow from criminal organizations that need your funds to buy bullets and bomb-making materials to kill American soldiers overseas. If you have civilian witnesses, you have to kill them.
The next topic is pretty somber. I'll let Martin explain it for you.
Here's my gas can. My brother Josh blew himself up and his 2 kids.
Unlike many of the things that Martin Cabello says, this story actually lines up. Back in 2012, a man by the name of Josh Powell blew himself up with his 2 children, nearly 2 years after the disappearance of his wife, Susan Powell. Although there is no clear connection between Martin Cabello and Joshua Powell, Martin sure did his research on the incident, using it as fuel for his story that he was part of a foster group that protected kids who were used as drug mules from the US government.
You get children from Homeland Security through a service, a program. You know, I don't get them by myself, right? So if I got a sexually exploited child or a kid who had been a drug mule and smuggled narcotics over the border 35 times, that's a very valuable child.
Absolutely.
Right? For intel or whatever. And if that child happened to realize the drugs they were smuggling were being given to American soldiers or the military would hunt those kids and the people who take care of those kids. I was part of a group of men who helped those kids, and I'm the only one left.
If what Mr. Cabello is saying here is indeed factual, then I think he can add another thing to his already hefty resume. National hero. I've seen about as much Martin Cabello as one can possibly consume in their lifetime, and I think it's time to call it quits. I have 100% overdosed on nonsense. I really need a nap. This is absolute garbage.
Hella handsome, makes me hella handsome. As they learn to help me handsome. Because honesty, integrity. I put a bare corporate policy. As I sell the 7 C's. Hella handsome makes it a breeze. Hella handsome makes me hella handsome. Hella handsome, hella handsome. I'm a hella handsome. I got hella.